So obviously Bitcoin's doing incredible. Couldn't be more excited about it. My last video prediction was correct, as we have gone up. Definitely gone up more than I expected, and I'm not complaining about it. But wait for December, January. I'm just gonna say, wait till then, guys. It's gonna be incredible. All right, guys, I want to do a bit of a life update video. This is me heading out of my beautiful villa home in Bali. And I want to start showing more of my life, because I live a very, I'm not someone who usually brags, but I live a very magical life currently. And it is not just because I'm successful or because I have a lot of money, and I don't necessarily, I'm not necessarily rich or whatever. But a lot of it's, I don't know, because I pray and I do ancient practices that have helped me manifest a beautiful life. That's the short way of saying it. But I've also committed to living the life of my dreams, that the best life that I can possibly think of. Anyways, I want to start sharing more about my life and telling more of a story in some of my videos. So this is a bit of an experiment, but I definitely want to show you just how incredible it is here. My wife and I, we don't show much of our life here on video just because, I don't know, I guess we just enjoy being in the moment, but I want to start doing more of this because it is very, very special. I also want to share about my recent health upgrade, I like to say. A very difficult, very challenging health experience I went through. Of course, starting on October 15th, on the day of the solar eclipse, is when it started, and then it ended right after the lunar eclipse. So, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So this video is going to be a bit more slower paced, as I'm just going on my morning relaxed walk here. I mean, look at this rice field. The camera does not do it justice at all, but so beautiful here. And if anyone wants to visit, if anyone wants to rent out my house back there, it's available. It'll be available December of this year. All right, so so starting on the solar eclipse, I started feeling this pain in my abdomen, and at first I just thought it was gas. I'll try not to be too graphic for people, but it is a little bit graphic in some parts of the story. And then so for about a week, I'm just feeling like a 1 or 2 out of 10 pain in my abdomen. And I was just thinking it was gas, because in the past I've dealt with a little bit of gas pains in my abdomen. But after about 7 days, the pain started getting worse. Started waking up in the middle of the night and it was hurting down there. And so then I went to the doctor, and the doctor recommended that I get a blood test. Oh, of course, when I went to the doctor was really worried because the color of my stool, I mentioned, was really dark, and that could be a risk of bleeding, internal bleeding in the intestines. And I get so queasy around this kind of stuff, around blood and talking about the internal organs and stuff, that I almost fainted in the doctor's office, which has happened before, and not so manly to admit that. So then he kind of freaked out and sent me to I guess one of the ERs, like right next door. But I was totally fine. And then the craziest thing is, we also in our villa, as I'm going through these pains, the power in our villa just like stops working. So then that night we are literally camping out in the guest house area in our villa, as it's kind of a separate area that has that had the electric working. But anyways, meanwhile, we're like, our water's not working at our house, no electricity. You know, we're walking around with our phones as flashlights. You know, I'm in all this, I'm in pain, trying to figure that out. It's just like pure chaos. And then my daughter gets like a high fever. So it's just like the craziest stuff during this eclipse. Let me know if you had any crazy stories during these eclipses as well. But this is definitely probably the most challenging eclipse I've ever been through. So then the pain was continuing. Trying to remember. Oh, then we went to another hospital just to get a second opinion. And the doctor checked my abdomen, and he was concerned that it could be appendicitis. Now, appendicitis can be very serious because if it bursts, it can be life-threatening. So often what the protocol is unfortunately, doctors are trained to typically go in the direction of taking out the appendix. And me being just a very holistic person and someone who cares a lot about my body, I do not want any of my organs taken out if I don't have to. So I was kind of freaked out about that. And he wanted me to get an ultrasound. But then of course we couldn't get the ultrasound because check out this field. Yeah, so beautiful here, guys. That's Paul and Grace's luxury resort over there. And okay, where was I? Okay, so then I had to not eat or drink food 6 hours before the ultrasound. So then, anyways, this isn't even that fun to talk about, but oh, it's so crazy. Then we figured out from another friend that perhaps I was dehydrated. I should just start drinking more. So I drank a lot more water and electrolytes, and I immediately started feeling better. But then I drank so much water that day that I actually probably overhydrated because I was experiencing all the symptoms of overhydration. And apparently overhydration is extremely dangerous and can be deadly. So then I was feeling all freaking terrified that I overhydrated because I was feeling confused, I was feeling nauseous. So that was really scary too. And so then I ate some food, and that helped the overhydration go down. This is the craziest experience of my life. It was like, felt like I was facing death like multiple times. So then I wasn't able to get the ultrasound because I overhydrated. Then I had to wait another couple days. Continued hydrating as best as I could. Sorry if my camera's like not perfectly positioned on my face, but I'm just on a casual walk today. And this is this resort here. And the beautiful rice field over here. Yeah, so then finally one of our friends connected us with a very holistic doctor that she highly recommends. And so we got on a call with him, and he identified probably, I'd say probably without a doubt, what was really going on. And it probably had to do that I was drinking out of a reverse osmosis filter. And I've been drinking this reverse osmosis filtered water for over 6 months. And if you look on the internet, there's a study by multiple sources, including the World Health Organization, where I don't believe in everything they do, but there's a study that reverse osmosis filters can be very dangerous because they pull out the nutrients from the water, or not the nutrients. I'm trying to think of the word. But they basically pull out magnesium from the water. They pull out all the bad stuff, but they also pull out the magnesium. And then it also pulls it out from your body too. So it's literally pulling out the good stuff from your body when you're drinking it. So if you drink it more than 3 months, it can be very harmful. So then I started supplementing with magnesium and started adding salt to the water. And then a lot of other things, taking out certain foods and supplements that we were eating. And then I started feeling better. But then I had one last bout, of course, on the day of the lunar eclipse, where I ate like a bunch of tuna, like way too much. And I had experienced like so much pain that night. It was like, I felt like I was in hell. Like the night of the lunar eclipse was just brutal. Wasn't able to sleep. I was doing so many prayers. Like I was just praying that I was gonna get better. Just praying to God, praying to Jesus. Like, I was doing so much like emotional healing work as well as, my wife and I do that as we are, coaches and spiritual, guides and healers. And anyways, terrible night. And then the next day I got another blood test. And then after I got the blood test, I started feeling good again. I started feeling really good. So about 1 day after the lunar eclipse, I started feeling a lot better. And hello. There's a local on his little bike there. So gorgeous, guys. So gorgeous here. And honestly, like, I'm just feeling so grateful just to be alive. Like, I felt like in some ways I was facing death. And I feel reborn, and I just feel like the things that I actually value in life are much more clear now, as I got a little bit lost this year because it was a very difficult year. My business with my wife had its worst year ever, so we were kind of stressing out about that. But at this point, it looks like the universe is probably gonna have crypto take care of us, and we're gonna be totally fine. So that's the story I wanted to share, and I also wanted to show you this beautiful place here. This is an old tractor that they used to farm the rice here. And there's this beautiful little river. And I really love this river walk here. And it's gonna get more beautiful in a second here. What else did I want to share on this video? Let's take a moment of silence. Some ducks. Hello, apa kabar? So, apa kabar means how are you in Balinese. And the Balinese people are some of the most humble, strong, kind, loving people on this planet. And that is one of the main reasons I live here. I just love the people here. They're incredible people. All right, look at this little walk I'm going on here. I'll turn the camera around. So I'm walking this, it's almost like this little tightrope, because on this side there's a drop and on this side there's a river. And I'm gonna be walking along here.